What's up? My name's Cody,
And I'm Trevor.
and this is not a podcast.
No, unfortunately.
You might be watching this expecting it to be a podcast, but it's not.
Yeah, this is just going to be a short little snippet today. Unfortunately, we tried something, and it didn't work.
Nope. We ended up recording a podcast on Tuesday. Today is Saturday. This is probably coming out tomorrow. That's probably my goal, either tonight or tomorrow. So whether you're watching this on Saturday, or Sunday, it was recorded on Saturday. We recorded on Tuesday to do the podcast, and we tried having multiple cameras. We tried having 3 cameras.
Yep, because like I announced in previous podcasts, I got myself a new camera. We wanted to try it up, and we decided, hey, let's go for it. Let's go 3 cameras and try to get each a camera and do multicam.
Our idea was, to have the one camera on us as a wide, like this is, and then each of us would have a camera on each of us. And it worked. It all recorded. The footage is there. The audio is there. The problem was getting it into Premiere and getting it to work. There was a lot of problems with just the program. And I'm not blaming the program. It is a lot on me not knowing the program.
User error.
Definitely. I looked up ways to solve the problems, but I didn't find solutions. Not solutions for the specific problem that I was having. But we didn't want to not post something. I attempted to edit the podcast on just the wide, but getting rid of the references to having multiple cameras, because I didn't want the podcast talking about having multiple cameras and not having them, not having the edits. So I tried to get rid of those, but it made the conversation not flow. So
You sounded drunk.
we sounded, a little under the influence of something. So here we are. We're just recording this short little video, just announcing like, hey, we wanted to post something, just real quick, so that there was a video this week, so we didn't miss it. I'll probably call this 31.5.
Hey, if you happen to know someone who knows Adobe Premiere really good, let us know. Hook us up. That way we can actually get this to work, because that's kind of our goal, is that we really want to try to make things look more professional. So that's why we're kind of going with the multicam, and we're trying to figure this out. And obviously, we're just college students. I aren't even going in for filmmaking or anything.
Yeah.
We're just doing this for our hobby.
Yep.
And so we're trying to figure this out by scratch, trying to just watch whatever people have done and read up on what other people, like clues that, hints and stuff that have helped people to make videos. And obviously we haven't been able to find all the answers, so.
We're definitely not professionals. We're definitely far from that.
Yep.
What I know from Premiere is from what I've practiced myself. Looked up YouTube videos, and I've also had a little bit of help from Alex getting started. So, self-taught up to this point, having some issues. What we should have done is done test videos.
Yeah.
Before we actually tried to implement it onto a podcast that had an actual deadline. Because when you have that deadline, that's what makes it scary. Because you're trying to just power through it. You're trying to get everything done. And the fact that all these problems kept popping up, it's like, well, shoot, I need to keep going. I probably spent like 12 hours on an hour's worth of footage. Less than an hour. We didn't even record for an hour.
Yeah, it was about 40-something minutes.
But, yeah, there was too many problems. The videos weren't importing properly either. So I had to go through, third-party programs to compress those. We had 3 different cameras. I have a DSLR, he has a camcorder, and a webcam.
Yep.
So
which of course, this camera and then my camcorder both split the videos so that you got multiple videos that you're dealing with when you're recording.
Yeah, that's what mine does. What people don't know is that my camera only records for 29 minutes and 59 seconds. I don't know if you can, but it stops and automatically just stops recording. So we have to get up, hit the button to re-record, and sit down, resync. I usually cut that out. Not usually. I cut that out so that you don't notice it and it looks a little bit smoother. But and that's part of why we want to do multicam.
Mm-hmm.
Is so that editing those out,
it's cleaner.
It's clean. It's clean cuts. It cuts from me to you, no problem.
Yep.
Or whatever. But yeah, that's just it happens.
We're learning.
We're learning, definitely. We're not professionals, to say the least.
See, if we had maybe more time on our hands, we could actually figure this out.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, life goes on, and we have to work and make money.
Yep.
Because this isn't making money right now.
Yeah. Well, speaking of people not making money, just
throwing it out there.
Just off topic. Did you hear about the San Diego Chargers?
I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but I've heard something about it.
So the San Diego Chargers, which, obviously an NFL football team, for those who live in another country and don't know what football is, it's the real football, not soccer.
Not your football.
With your hands, not your feet.
Yeah.
They moved from San Diego to Los Angeles, which we just got the Rams in Los Angeles. So now, and the Rams are playing out of the Coliseum, which is USC's stadium. But the Rams are supposed to get their own stadium. Mm. Well, here comes San Diego Chargers, which are no longer the San Diego Chargers. It's now the LA Chargers. And they will be sharing the same stadium with the Rams. So,
the heck?
There was riots in San Diego. People burning memorabilia.
Oh, gosh.
Breaking into the stadium, things like that. They're completely upset. But originally, the Chargers were in LA to start, and then they moved to San Diego, and now they're just back. So, same with the Rams, though.
Interesting.
A long time ago.
Interesting.
But, let's see. There's been a few things that have happened this week. We mentioned on the podcast, it's been pouring rain.
It has been. It's finally stopped, but it's supposed to rain more. But
supposedly, and I don't believe these numbers worth of nothing, but supposedly we are 40% of California is out of a drought, except for the populated places. Did you see like the little map? They had a map of California, and it was like places that are out of the drought. Mm-hmm. It's like everywhere in Northern California out of the drought. Everywhere, like Fresno down is still in the drought. The valleys are still in a drought. Inland Empire, San Diego, it's all still in the drought. But the other thing too is, how long is that out of a drought?
Yeah.
We're going to use up all that water pretty quick. The good thing is, though, Colorado's getting water. Oregon's getting water, or snow, I should say. They're all getting snow. Northern California's getting snow. Our mountains look pretty good.
We have good snow, yeah.
So
it'll be gone in a couple days, though.
Well, that snow melts, and that snow, feeds Southern California.
Yep.
So hopefully,
it'll help.
Hopefully, it'll help
a little bit.
But I don't know what else. Any other big things going on right now?
Nothing specific I can think of, really. Yeah. I mean, since the podcast now.
Yeah. But, yeah, we just wanted to report, give you something at least to watch, as short as it is. As we do multicamming, we might do shorter podcasts for now. And we'll kind of feel it out what other people want, depending on reviews on it, I guess. One review was that shorter podcasts are better just because time.
Yeah.
It's harder to take an hour out of your day to listen to a full podcast rather than just a 15-minute podcast, which is real easy.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But
yep, we're getting there.
But we mentioned
we got the new set.
We got rid of the mini fridge. We didn't get rid of it. It's just off to the side over there. But we have a table. This is originally what we wanted. We just wanted a place, where we could put drinks and stuff. we thought that the fridge would work, but it was a little bit taller than it was supposed to be, or that we thought it would have been. So it's off to the side, and we got a little table. So looks a little bit more
Clean.
appealing to the eye. We're gonna get rid of this whiteboard.
Eventually.
We want to decorate, the wall so that the wall looks decent. So
Yeah, not just...
blue.
Well, in fact, this is even something funny that we were kind of talking about on the podcast, which obviously probably won't come out now. But when we're doing the multicam, Cody has the camera on him, and you see his background. Obviously, you can't see it here.
If you change the angle,
You can see he's got this whiteboard.
it's everything right here.
He's got Kenny on his shoulder back there.
I have a little stuffed animal. Not stuffed animal, but a little
Stuffed
stuffed
Kenny.
Kenny.
He's got all this stuff back there that kind of creates a little bit more of a background. You look at my angle, I've got the door.
You got a door, you got a light switch.
If I move my head
Yeah. You can see it in that one.
in the
In the wide, yeah. People have probably
no.
seen it before, but yeah, I mean, we're in a tight space, obviously, but we're making it work with what we got. So we definitely want to decorate.
Yep.
Make it look a little bit nicer.
Yep.
So I don't think you can see much, but I do have my Rubik's Cube up here. But I don't really know how to solve. I mean, I can follow instructions really well, but memorizing, no. So, if anyone wants to send us a video on how fast you can solve a Rubik's Cube, that'd be great.
And any tricks you can do with Rubik's Cube.
Can people do tricks with Rubik's Cubes?
Well, I mean, they juggle them around while solving them and doing them
gosh.
back behind their backs. They'll solve two at a time.
I've seen people,
There's
it's like underwater, which to me doesn't make sense because you're adding the friction of the water now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do you do this?
Yeah.
I can't even solve,
I can't even solve the one.
I've learned how to do it, but I think my fastest time was like a minute and a half. And like the fastest time I think is like
20 seconds.
it's like 6 seconds. Something ridiculous. This is actually a speed cube. It's actually not a Rubik's cube. It's a speed cube. So it's got the rounded edges. Makes it super easy to twist. But I also have a 2x2. That's up over there. But
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But yeah, we want to kind of decorate some things. I've been thinking of getting some things to put up here.
Something.
Maybe periodically this will change up here. And
Well, I mean, like for the Christmas
yeah, we had the
you
Christmas podcast.
Christmas and New Year's podcast, we
New
had nice
Year's.
little decorations, which,
We did the Harry Potter one.
yeah, we have a few where there's actually decoration, something more themed occasionally.
You want the background to match what's going on.
Yeah.
If there's no background, we're just talking. We just came up with a list of topics to talk about, and now we're just here.
That's why we need a green screen.
Yeah, green screens are actually
Because then you can change it up easily.
easy.
Yeah.
Eh. Hair is the hardest, and you have like thin, spiky hair, which would make a green screen real hard. You gotta do something else with your hair.
Oh, boy.
I wear a hat because my hair's bad.
Well, you're growing it out.
I'm growing mine out, so it'll be long one day. Do I dare? Nope, I'm gonna save it. I just keep the hat on. So, all right. Well, this is our podcast. Well, it's not a podcast.
It's not a podcast.
This is our PSA. PSA number 1, I guess.
PSA number 1.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Sorry we didn't put out a podcast this week.
We will work on that.
We there will be another one next week though.
Yep.
It might not be multicam, but it'll be a podcast.
Yep.
So,
Alrighty.
all right. Well, you guys take care and stay tuned until next week for podcast 32.
Later.
See ya.